what? Still standing at the end of a crazy year, Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, Susanna, Reid, a broadcaster and journalist, and James Reid, the boss of the jobs group, Reid Group. A very warm welcome to all.
Slightly questionable judgment when it comes to who he associates with. So, you know, these problems don't seem to afflict the King or Princess Anne or Prince Edward, but Prince Andrew, out of all the royals, is the one who seems to make those kinds of mistakes.
Does seem to have a bit of a knack for getting into trouble. I mean, Andy, you've got a big job now as Mayor of Greater Manchester. You had big jobs in government. When you're in a big high-profile mistakes of previous governments by making a promise and then spectacularly failing to keep it, but do you think that matters to public confidence when she sort of says, oh, I just can't tell you?
Yes, I do. I think that successive governments have failed to tell a positive story on immigration. We rely on immigration to run our public services, to grow our economy. But there is huge concern about how we support the immigrants who come. And, you know, with all due respect to Chris Philp, how he can lecture the current government on immigration when it was under the previous government that it went up, legal net migration went up to almost 1 million in the year to June 2023 is kind of remarkable, because anybody is going to be worried that if you have that scale of legal migrants coming in, how are you going to support them in the NHS? How are you going to support them with housing? And I think what governments need to do is say, we need migrants. They are positive and valuable contributors to our society. But this is the number roughly we need. Because otherwise you get into this kind of binary position where you have the government saying, well, you know, I know it wasn't one of the milestones, but it's on page 18 of the plan for change, and we're going to lower immigration. That sounds like immigration is a bad thing. We're going to lower it because immigrants are bad, but they're not bad. And then you hand over the political argument to reform and a sort of ferocious proposal of one in, one out.
Well, it's interesting because for Labour, Andy Burnham, there is a risk to them from reform at the moment.
I'm excited about it. I think there's lots of opportunities in AI. What I wonder is, with the development of people using likenesses, at what point will we be able to say, I'd like a Sunday morning programme, but not Sunday morning, but I want Laura Kuenssberg to be presenting it, but I, you know, want her in my favourite football shirt. We'll be able to generate that, and you won't have any control about the news that you are then presenting.
Oh,
and I think,
blimey, or indeed have a job.